Recently passed the 100 subscribers mark, and I just want to say a massive thank you.
I passed the 200 subscriber mark, which is absolutely amazing, and you know I'm absolutely mind blown to how kind of quick I seem to be progressing through this whole YouTube thing.
I want to say a massive thank you for 500 subscribers. You know, it means so much to me.
Today's video, 1,000 subscribers. Amazing! I can't believe it. It's just absolutely mind blowing. This is absolutely amazing. To have hit 1,000 subscribers is something that I would love to have happened. I wanted to happen, but I wasn't sure was going to happen. So I just want to start off by saying a massive thank you. So my YouTube journey, there's a bit of a backstory to it. In 2014, I left something that was, incredibly huge. It was a massive part of my life, which was music. I used to play in a band for the good part of 11 to 13 years, and it's something that I put everything into. It was my drive. Everything was into that. I'd eat, live and sleep music. I wanted to tour, record. I just wanted to live that kind of music dream. It kind of broke down, and I ended up leaving that. I actually remember being on holiday probably around October 2014 when it was just starting to break down, and I said to my girlfriends, this is breaking down. I'm gonna need something. I feel like I need a hobby to replace music. I need something to put my passion into, my drive. I need something to focus on, as I felt empty without it, if that makes sense. But the year went on, and the band broke down, which is a shame. We were really good. I thought we were really good anyway, but it broke down, and I still hadn't found anything. But I remember just after Christmas, so start of 2015 in January, I remember I always used to have these kind of conversations with my brother saying, I really fancy playing Yu-Gi-Oh, do you remember what happened to my old cards? We should play. But in January, I actually decided to buy a couple of structure decks. I bought the Yugi and the Kaiba one, and we had a duel. We had a couple of duels actually, and it was like, man, where's this been? Where's this been our whole lives? So we kept that up. We dueled for a while. It got to the point where, because it's a structure deck, it hasn't got every single card that the character used in there. So we ended up kind of building our own character decks. I'd spend a lot of time researching, and I'd have this little notebook, and we'd have our little tournaments and things like that. And we just kind of did that throughout the year. As it got about halfway through 2015, I started I started binge watching YouTube. I watched a lot of character deck stuff. I started watching some openings on products, things like that, and it got to I remember I was working late. It was this is full circles. This is October 2015 now that we're talking, and I was working late. I was watching some videos, and I thought to myself, you know what? I could do this. I could put my own spin on it. I mean, obviously, these videos are being done already, but I feel like I could do something here. I could do something new. And I was getting so excited. I was just here's that buzz that I was missing from all those years ago. I had that drive there, and I was just so excited. I mean, throughout the whole year, I was excited about things anyway, but for this, I was just it was just completely uplifting, and it was absolutely amazing. So I decided, to start jotting things down. I had that little notebook where I was doing all the character deck stuff. I started then, jotting stuff down for a YouTube channel. I was going to do some character deck stuff, and I was just so excited about it. So it got to the point where it was okay, well, I'm going to need a name for the channel. And I didn't know whether to go for something Yu-Gi-Oh related or something that was more kind of related to me, something that was going to identify, myself. So I decided to do that. My actual name's not actually Gareth. It's it's Gary. My middle name is William, but you know, Gareth William was an old Twitch of mine. I thought it was like this cool little posh name. As for the 414 thing, back when I was doing the band thing, I thought, you know, I've always had these kind of little projects that I've been excited about. You know, I'm a really creative person. I thought, you know, I might make my own like little clothing company. You know, make my own brand, and I came up with the name 414. It doesn't really mean anything specific, but I just thought it sounded really, really cool, and for some reason it just kind of stuck out to me. So I kind of put the two together, and I was like, that's wicked, cool. You know, that's how I'm gonna, you know, be known. So that's how GarethWilliam414 came to be. And of course, like, this brought like a lot of new kind of challenges. I had to learn how to Photoshop, like how to use Photoshop, so I could make my own thumbnails, my own channel art. I had to learn how to use like Final Cut. I mean, I'd done some videos in the past for like the band and stuff, but I'd use like iMovie. They were like really basic kind of thing, you know, like, so I thought, you know, I'm gonna go about it. What I think I can do is I can make these videos, but I can make them like better, and I can make my own twist on it. So I thought, you know what, to do this, I'm gonna have to learn new tools. So I started doing that. It started rolling around. I thought, okay, right, I'm gonna need a date to launch this, and Christmas Day for me was a date that I thought, you know what, this is going to be perfect. This is the one. Maybe it wasn't the best day, but hey, you know, Christmas Day is special to everyone, so I thought I'm gonna make it even more special for myself. And what I thought I'd do is I'd plan some videos. I was going to do 4 videos in that day. And while I was planning it, I was watching some more YouTube videos just for like a bit of inspiration. And I came across like these openings. I was like, you know what? I want to do that as well. I want to do not only a character deck kind of channel, but I want it to be like, you know, booster box openings and things like that. So the 4 videos I made was my Yugi-Tube deck profile, which was the first video I ever released, and that went up in the morning. That was followed by an opening of Dragons of Legend 2 booster box. I remember looking back on that now, that's the amazing thing, you can just tell I was really new back then. I did a Kaiba deck profile, and I did a duel between Yugi and Kaiba, which was awesome. And it was just so cool to see, like, you know, watching those videos back then, I was like, oh my god, you know, I've been spending all this time like watching people doing it, and finally here's my version of it. And I was really happy with it. I was really psyched about it. Looking back on them now, you know, like I said, you can tell I'm new, but you know, I look back on them with pride. You know, it's really cool. I mean, that Yugi-Tube video is still my biggest video to date. It's recently passed over 10,000 views, which is, you know, crazy.
What's up there, guys? GarethWilliam414 here, and today I'm bringing you my Yugi-Tube deck profile, opening a Dragons of Legend 2 booster box, bringing you my Seto Kaiba deck profile.
Today we are bringing you the first duel on our channel. It's going to be an absolute classic of a duel. It's Yugi versus Kaiba.
As for how, you know, I wanted to do this was just like a hobby. You know, you know, I wasn't expecting anything from it, but I'm the kind of person, you know, and this is like a curse of mine, but if I want to do something, I want to be the best at it, and I want to be noticed for it. So I thought, you know, I'd set myself some targets, and my targets were to like, looking back on them now, like my target, I remember I wanted to hit 100 subscribers by a certain point, 500, and then by this time next year, I want to be on 1,000 subscribers. That, I remember set them out. But they were just like there just as a bit of fun kind of thing, you know. If I hit them, then that is awesome. I wasn't expecting to hit them. They were just there as targets. I thought the 1,000 subscribers would be like, this is an incredibly hard target for someone like me to achieve. Because, you know, I had no idea how it was going to go. I didn't know whether this channel was going to be, you know, a success. I didn't know if it was going to flop. I didn't know if I was going to get bored after about a month or so. So I was like, you know, I'll set some targets, keep me interested. So that leads, you know, into, you know, the beginning of the channel, so to speak. I think I was posting about 2 to 3 videos a week, and, you know, I was just having so much fun doing it.
I want to go. Oh, what happens here when you do? Sure, we're gonna go with heads. Oh! Oh my god!
Monsters. It was a chance to use these new skills, and I could feel like, you know, it just looked really cool. I felt awesome about it. It was just like, yes, this is cool. This is what I'm meant to be doing with myself this year.
Make your move, Wheeler.
Pod agreed.
Oh, what does that card do?
I'll draw 2 cards from my deck.
No way!
It's like
What are you fist pumping at, Wheeler?
copycat.
Oh, what does that card do?
And you know, I could kind of feel it. The more videos that I was releasing, the more confidence I had. You know, I was starting to find that I had my own kind of style to it. You know, people that were watching it, you know, more than likely friends and things like that, they were like, "Wow, you know, this, you know, you've got a good like voice for it." Because obviously, it was just like me, you know, sat downstairs, just on a little table in our kitchen actually. I had my, you know, my MacBook Pro there. I had my little Blue Snowball Ice microphone, playmat in front of me, and I just went for it. I started to find that, you know, my editing was, you know, developing into its own kind of thing. And you know, I was starting to get like some comments coming through, and I was getting likes on videos, and it felt really awesome. It was just like, you know, I was really happy.
And we also get the 3 Egyptian god cards. We get 3 new secret rare cards, 3 historical cards plus 1 token. How's wild? So, let's do this. Yes. Here we go. So let's set this bad boy over here.
Then on the 13th of February, I hit my first 100 subscribers, and that was massive. You know, to me, you know, I'd hit a milestone. I mean, for a lot of people, 100 subscribers is not a big number at all. But for me, it was just incredible. You know, I'd hit a milestone. There's 100 people out there that are excited to see what comes next. There's 100 people there that are enjoying what I'm doing, you know, and some of those people, you know, are still like there today. You know, I can see them, and it's just, it's incredible. It really drove my passion more for it, to see that I was making steps. I was becoming successful. Because that's you know, I'm the kind of person that's always wanted that. I've always wanted to be noticed, and you know, to see that success coming there, but like building it on my own, it was just massive for me. So 100 subscribers, that was just, you know, crazy, absolutely unbelievable.
And we're on to the final pack now. Can we get another anti-magic arrows, or at least another foil? That'd be awesome. Maybe a playset of Dark Magician Girls. That'd be cool. So here we go. Let's do this. Okay, so embodiment of Apopus, and oh, what? That's sick. On the last pack as well. Ding ding. What? That's awesome. Anti-magic arrows. That is sick. This box has not let me down.
But after that, I just kept pushing, you know, and I started to come up with more ideas. I was trying to push more videos out a week. On top of the character deck stuff and, you know, the openings, I started doing like top 5 series. I even did this like character deck pro thing, where I would basically play Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, but I'd use my character decks against whoever was playing, and I think I only did like 3 videos of it. They were incredibly hard. It's really hard to like pull off an interesting duel with character decks against like these really strong, you know, about summoning 20 monsters in 1 turn kind of decks. But you know, I had a couple of good duels on there that were really fun. I remember the first one I did was this really angry kid, and you know, it still bugs me to this day that I lost the duel, but it was only slightly. But it was just really entertaining. This guy was just being so abusive and getting really angry when I was playing good moves with a Yugi deck. So
that sums up everything. Yes. Woohoo! Back in the game. Oh, Summon Skull, you never let me down. Summon Skull was always one of my favourite cards when I was younger. Oh. Yeah. Oh, this is even better. This is even better. Oh. Thank you. Yeah, it's okay. You don't know that I have Mirror Force. Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. Okay. Go for it, buddy. Go for it. You'll leave yourself wide open. Come on. I think he fears my face dance. He has every right to. Blue-eyed Swimburst Dragon. Come on. Yes, here we go. Yes, I would like to chain another card. Suck on my Mirror Force. I bet he's going to love that. Yes, I'm monster. Here we go. I can actually win this duel. Yes. Yes, F me. F me indeed.
So I kept pushing on, you know, I kept like releasing these videos. I was constantly improving at the same time. And then it was the 29th of March, I hit 200 subscribers. So in just, I think it was about obviously another like month and a bit, I doubled what I'd achieved from the beginning. And you know, this is where I was kind of like, wow, you know, I reached 200. I reached this next 100 a little quicker than I did the first time, which was awesome. You know, I was getting a lot of support, especially on that video. I did like this little update video where I was going through, like, I was showing off some character decks and things like that, and you know, the support on that was just like, wow, you know, this is crazy. But I remember just before I hit the 200 subscribers, obviously I was doing openings already, and one of the sites that I bought from a lot was chaoscards.co.uk. And they are, you know, I didn't know at the time, but they were about to play a huge role this year for this channel. I was on there one day and I noticed that they were advertising that they were looking to like partner with YouTube channels and do openings. So it instantly, obviously, like grabbed my attention, you know, to like, this is going to make me look so professional, you know. And, so I went through it, and you know, I just had to apply. I emailed a lady called Tracy there, who's in charge of all things. Absolutely lovely lady. She's been very, very nice to me over the years. And yeah, it was just before I hit 200, and I remember sending this email like, you know, I can do this, this, and this. You know, I'm about to hit my, you know, I hit 100 subscribers here, and I'm about to, you know, hit 200 already, kind of thing. And they accepted me, which was awesome. So I started, you know, doing videos for them, so to speak. And you know, I remember the first one going up, it was like a Hero Elite structure deck, but yeah, it was the Elite version, and I was just like, this looks so professional, it's amazing. And they've got like a little YouTube presentation pack as well. I did that. That was really cool.
I'm in partnership now with chaoscards.co.uk. This is going to enable me to bring you a lot of like a bigger variety of kind of products, and hopefully more openings on the channel as well. And basically what this thing is it's kind of like a starter kit for Yugi-Tubing, or if you just want to open up, do like opening videos on like YouTube, things like that.
But yes, that really kind of like shoved openings in there. And that really gained a lot of kind of like cool opportunities for me.
Kind of going across like that. So that's wicked. Oh, this is the first time in years that I've opened these sets. I'm so excited.
I mean, shortly after that as well, what I started doing was I started concentrating on an upload schedule. I think I was doing about 4 videos a week then. And I had them like set out that I was doing like a legendary collection on week 1 of every month. Week 2 every month would be a booster box. There'd be a character deck on, you know, week 1, but it'd be a duel on week 2. I just had it like really planned out, and my head was like so screwed on. I was really focused. Everything was just like on the up. I noticed that, you know, support was growing. I was starting to reach like the next 100 quicker than I was the 100 before in terms of subscribers. And I started bringing in things like character weeks. I think I only did 2 in this year span, but I was really concentrated. I was just like throwing every single idea into that, and you know, it was just amazing, which was you know, kind of crazy, you know, because obviously I was just going to start out as just doing character decks, but obviously I just got interested in doing these openings, and you know, I've had some really good openings on this channel.
Really? Oh my god, what? Awesome. So we start with an ultra rare Cyber End Dragon. That is so sick. What? Oh man, happy birthday me.
And of course I've had some quite disappointing ones as well.
Dark Blade, Magical Plant Mandragola, Shadow Knight Archfiend, oh.
But that's how it goes. So, you know, I was just like constantly, I was just so focused, incredibly focused. And that led to the inevitable. I reached another milestone. On 5th of July, coming into summer, I hit 500 subscribers, which was, you know, where I wanted to be at that time. I remember saying, you know, I wanted 500 by summer and I want 1,000 by the end of the year. So this is where things were getting incredible for me. I mean, to a lot of people, small numbers, but for me, you know, it was just massive. I felt like I was doing something, you know, massive for myself. Like I said, I spent 11 to 13 years in a band where, you know, I was trying to reach like this kind of like people notice me kind of thing. But of course, in a band, you're working as a group, you know, so you've all got to be on it. You've all got to be pushing out the same level of commitment, and you've all got to want it the same. Everyone, it's a unit. With YouTube, it was just me, and no disrespect to the guys I was in the band with at all, but I was making such steps on my own. It made me think, you know, I should have gone solo like many years ago. But no disrespect, I've got a lot of good memories of them, but like, you know, I was just making these steps, you know, because it was just me that I had to rely on. If I was slacking, then the channel would slack. My own fault, you know, if it was growing, because I was putting the work in. So it was just incredible that to hit like the 500 subscriber milestone. I was just like, wow, here we go. Right, this is really cool. And you know, little did I know, from this point on, this is where things really started to change for me and for this channel.
What's up there, guys? GarethWilliam414 here, and today I'm bringing you the big one. Today I'm bringing you Zane Truesdale's deck profile. This deck has been heavily requested by a lot of you, so I'm really happy to be bringing that for you today.
Crystal Beacon for a rare. Awesome. Hydro Geton for super rare. Oh wow, awesome. Secret rare Yubel. That is so cool. I love Yubel. Such an amazing card. Check that out. It just looks amazing as well. And yeah, because of the growth, I decided to put a little bit of money back into it. And what I did was I upgraded the studio that I'm sat in now. Before, what I like I mentioned, I was just on my kitchen table. I had my little MacBook Pro there, my Blue Snowball. Now what I did was I invested in a monitor for my for the MacBooks and some speakers. I got like I bought a new desk. My room is very, very tiny, but I've managed to cram a lot of stuff in there. I bought lighting. I just really went for it, and I've just started trying new ideas. I started trying to increase the quality of like my thumbnails or any graphics. I was trying to increase the quality of my videos, the way I came across. I mean, you know, back when I started, I was nervous. I still get nervous now. Before I record a video, it's really strange. Just something about that little button. But you know, I was just going for it. I was just like coming across more confident, I felt. And the videos were beginning to be easier to make because I was getting used to it and I was getting better at it. And for all my hard work, I started to see it come in. You know, subs were going up faster. I was getting a lot more comments, a lot more likes on videos. And I was just absolutely in the element. It was, you know, I was just so happy with what I achieved, and I just wanted to keep going, just keep going, keep growing, keep getting better. So by investing in all that kit, you know, it gave me even more motivation, more drive to just keep going for it.
And I place every last bit of faith in my deck. Heart of the cards. Oh, fuck off. Exodia! Obliterate!
Exodia? No one's been able to summon him.
Getting down to the final packs then. It's been a very, very fun box to open. If you can get your hands on one, I'd definitely recommend it.
especially if you're an older player like myself. So we've got Dark Zebra, Red Archery Girl, Malevolent Nuzzler, Ancient One of the Deep Forest, and oh my god, what? We've got a secret rare Blue Eyes Toon Dragon.
So about a month after that, I decided to try and take things to the next level. You know, I found that with this channel, like I said, the videos were getting easy. I was nailing it. All my videos were coming out nicely, and I thought, yeah, I want to try something new. So I started a second channel, which was 414 TV. That channel was just a Pokemon channel. You know, I'm massively into Yu-Gi-Oh as a kid, massively into Pokemon as well. So I thought, you know what, I want to make a Pokemon channel. I think I came across a couple of YouTube Pokemon channels. I was like, yes, that's the next thing. I'm going to make another channel. I'm going to make a Pokemon channel, and you know, we're going to go in the same direction. Then I think it came to about like July. Once I started doing this, Pokemon Go came out. This changed a lot of things, which was surprising for it just being a game. But it completely took over. You know, I got like really kind of like, you know, all my focus is on this game. I want to complete the Pokedex and things like that. I really want to be good at this. Moving into August, I decided, you know what, I'm going to try like vlogging as well, because I was doing like these kind of Pokemon Go vlogs on my channel. I thought, you know, it'd be cool if I did like a vlog. A lot of people at work thought, you know, it's, you know, the YouTube stuff I was doing was just vlogs, but it weren't. It was Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. So I kind of got like my arm twisted into doing vlogs. So I work a full-time job. I do like 37.5 hours a week, trying to juggle 3 channels. You know, playing that game and work was becoming, you know, too much. And if there's one thing I've learned from YouTube, is that you're going to lose a lot of sleep. And, you know, not because of stress or anything like that, but because of like editing and things, you know, especially if the equipment you're using is being very slow, which has happened to me on very many occasions. And you know, I just found I was getting just like tired, and like I started to slack a bit, and it was my schedule. I was like, oh, you know, I'll just do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow, kind of thing. I was just becoming very tired, so I had a bit of a quiet period. I mean, growth-wise, it was still growing the same. But in terms of like replying to comments, where I used to reply to them that day, you know, without a doubt, I would reply. I'd be checking it as soon as I got back from work or between things. I'd be checking it. Comments and things like that, getting back to people that were interested, I started to leave it a little bit. And you know, I still do that now, but I don't mean to do that, if that makes sense. Things are just very busy. I am very proud of the fact that I will respond to every comment that I get. At the moment, you know, it may be a bit longer, but things are just busy, okay? I will get back to you. Whereas back then, going back to where we were, you know, it was just taking a while. I mean, I wasn't not appreciative as I am. It was just, I was just, you know, very overwhelmed with, you know, everything going on. It started to get a bit like, oh, these channels are, you know, I've got to make a video today. My days off are like, oh, you know, do I go out and play Pokemon Go? Because obviously it was like really, like, we had a good summer this year in terms of weather. So I wanted to be out, you know, I wanted to be doing all this, and you know, I kept flipping between which channel I was more into, more concentrated in. It kind of just got to the point where it was like, okay, right, stop, think about what you're doing. So what I did was I assessed it. I was like, okay, right, one of the things that was put me down about the Pokemon channel was that it wasn't getting as many views as my Yu-Gi-Oh channel, and that's obviously because I put more time into Yu-Gi-Oh. But I became a bit big-headed, thinking like, oh, why is this video not getting as many views? When I put a video up on, you know, GarethWilliam414, it has like, you know, 100 views within an hour or so. Why is this one stuck on like 20 something? So I was getting a bit big-headed. I think I was, you know, kind of going for a bit. So I thought, all right, the 2 channels, put them away. You know, put them away. Not for good, definitely not for good. But like, you know, concentrate, get yourself sorted out. and that's exactly what I did. I stopped making videos on those channels, and I concentrated 120% on GarethWilliam414, because, you know, obviously I'm not a master of YouTube. I don't have millions of subscribers, and, you know, I only have a smaller fan base at that point. So I needed to work on that. So I put that to bed, and I put a lot of work on it, which then brought me to October. And October was a massive month for my channel. It was the biggest month in my channel's history for 3 reasons. You know, there was 3 massive milestones that I hit. The first one was that I released my 100th video. I passed 100,000 views complete, you know, over all my videos. And of course I hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, which is 2 months earlier than I wanted to. That was absolutely unbelievable. Hitting that 1,000 subscriber mark at that time, once I'd sorted myself out, once I was 100% back on my game, that came at the absolute right time. And that, you know, has changed everything from that point on.
Still no Eye of Timaeus yet. I am desperately after the Eye of Timaeus. Don't let me down. Oh, what a beautiful... What? So good. Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. There she is. With Timaeus as well. That is absolutely... Oh, I cannot get over that. This is insane. I mean, obviously these cards are like easier to get now, but it's just like to see it and hold it is just another thing. And oh. What the frig? That is... Wow. What?
From that point, I found that, you know, instead of it just being a bit of a hobby, you know, I had a fan base. You know, I had people that were waiting for videos. I had a lot of people that were saying, oh, you know, I wish my channel was like your size. I was like, you know, I'm addicted to your videos. These comments coming in are massive, you know, they're just like, it hit me, and I was like, okay, right, then now we can start taking this from a hobby onto the next level. And that's my problem, you know. I'll always say I'm starting something out as a hobby, and then I become consumed by it. I eat, sleep, and live whatever that is that I'm into at the time. Which, you know, is you know, it can be a good thing, can be a bad thing. It's, you know, I suppose you need that mindset to do something like this if you want to take it to the next step. But on a social life, it's not that great. But anyway, no, massive, absolutely huge. So I thought, all right, I'll test the waters here. And I thought for my 1,000 subscriber special, what I wanted to do was a Q&A. And I had no idea how this was going to go, you know. I thought, you know, I'll either get, you know, I expected at least a couple of questions. I was confident in that. But to get the volume of questions that I did was just like, wow, right, cool. Here we go. This is the next step. This is where we're going. And it was just unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I'm still like very proud. It's probably my proudest moment of the year, without a doubt.
Apologies if I haven't, I'm sorry. What's your favourite card in Yu-Gi-Oh? My favourite card in Yu-Gi-Oh is the Dark Paladin. Dark Paladin is just absolutely amazing. I remember when Yugi played against Kaiba in the Battle City Finals, and from that moment I was just like, oh my god, this card is amazing. You know, the combination of Dark Magician and Buster Blader. It's just, the artwork is amazing, obviously.
And off the back of that, you know, I was just starting my Battle City Finals series, and basically what that was I was just like recreating the duels from the TV show all into one kind of like event, which would run all the way through November, which was amazing. It was a lot of fun to do. I mean, I'd never done that many kind of like duels in a row. And a massive shout out to my brother Mikey, who helps me do the duels, because it was a constant like, Mikey, you come over, we need to get a bit like, I need to get the duel up, like, you know, it needs to go up kind of thing. And, you know, he'd come over and we'd play a few games, pick the best one. which was amazing. It went really well. It was so much fun to do. And really, really nostalgic for the both of us. And I think we got some really good like duels coming off. But like it came with like two ways. I mean, I've because I hit that mark now. I've noticed things are a lot different. And one of the main issues I had with YouTube was I'd constantly look at my numbers. I'd always be looking at subscribers and like my likes and dislikes. But the problem I had was I always concentrated on the dislikes. Luckily enough throughout most of like YouTube, I didn't get that many dislikes. I remember one video had about like 3 or something, and I thought it was like the end of the world. But I always like neglected the likes. Though it had 3 dislikes, it had like 30 or something likes, and that's something that was just something I had to overcome. And I noticed that with Battle City, obviously I got more likes than dislikes, but I was getting more frequent dislikes, and that's, I feel, what comes with becoming a bigger channel. You've got to deal with that. And I mean, me and my brother, we are not like professional players. We don't play all the time. The only time we play is when we do these videos. So there's a couple of like misplays and things like that. And I found like people were like getting really kind of like up about it. But the problem was they were standing out rather than the good comments. I was getting good comments saying that was really cool. Like, oh man, that played out like the show. But I was getting somewhere it's like, oh, you should have done this instead of this, and that kind of stood out to me. I wasn't used to it. I didn't expect it. To have people like dislike it. I mean, they maybe didn't dislike it. It was maybe just their opinion. Obviously, you can't tell someone's emotion over just written text. But it was really quite like took me back a bit, and I was kind of a bit like, I almost started to dread putting the next video up, thinking like, oh, what they're going to find in this one, which is the wrong attitude to have. You're going to have people that do that, whether they mean it in a bad way or not. You can't please everyone, and that was one of the first kind of like, wow, right, you're getting somewhere now. You're getting somewhere, which is obviously you get the highs of like all this, all the subscribers, everyone giving you positive comments, but you've got to take the good with the bad. You can't just have one, and that was a kind of a big thing to me. But it really was a good shake-up, because I mean, one of the things that I want to do is I want to bring the absolute best, most exciting content that I can to the channel. So to do that, you need to kind of like play these. You need to play these things a bit wrong, and make the mistakes and think, right, well, next time we do this, we know what's happening. We know we're not going to make that mistake. So the content is going to get better, and that's what I strive to do. I want to make the absolute best content that I can, both more importantly for the fans now, but for me as well. And I feel like I've really done that in terms of like my graphics, my thumbnails and things like that. I've really stepped up my game. I've watched a lot more tutorials on making more advanced things. I just want to make the absolute best I can to reach as many people as I can, to impress people that I've already got.
Draw! The time has come, Kaiba, for I activate the magic card, Monster Reborn, from my hand, bringing back Slifer, the Sky Dragon, with 3 cards in my hand. It gives my Slifer an attack power of 3,000. I attack with Slifer the Sky Dragon.
So as we rolled into like December, we finished Battle City, which was good, and I started doing the deck profiles for all the Battle City decks, which have had a lot of positive reviews, positive like kind of feedback on them, which is awesome. It's good, and it's so much fun to get back into doing the character deck things again, because I think I went for a period where I didn't do them that much. And of course we're closing in on the anniversary. Obviously, if you're watching this now, it's past that date. But I wanted to do something special. Obviously, last year I released 4 videos. This year I'm releasing 3. But I thought I wanted to make something that was a bit of a kind of like a behind the scenes, like a year on YouTube, something a bit fancy to kind of like, you know, improve my skills and show off, you know, what I can do. I just wanted to give something really cool back. You know, I don't know how this video is going to play out. You know, I don't know how it's going to be received. One of the big things, you know, going into a new year, I've got like, of course, new targets. I'm seeing YouTube in a completely different light than I did this time last year. Like this time last year, it was a let's see how it goes. This year, it's all right. Let's take things to the next level. My ultimate aim on YouTube is to be one, for this channel anyway, I want to be one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh channels out there for what I do. I want people to like think of Yu-Gi-Oh, think of character decks, think of my channel. In terms of openings, you know, I'd love to be thought of in that way as well. There's a couple of, you know, people probably know already if you've watched my Q&A, who I think the 2 main openers are, but if I could be included in, you know, in the top 3 openers, that would be absolutely amazing. So they are my targets. I want to drive more to the channel. I've got a lot of really cool ideas that I'll be unrolling over the next year. Some of them are going to work, some of them aren't going to work, but you don't know until you try. Obviously my channel has just undergone a big revamp. I've just completely redone all my intros, my graphics and everything like that. That took a lot of time, you know. It's hard finding, yeah, for me it was just like hard finding the right kind of like image, you know. It's like this is gonna be stuck with me for the next year. It's quite a scary thing, you know, moving forward, taking it to the next level. You'll see more as the year goes on, but you know, it was just like this crazy. It's like, okay, wow, this is like, I'm thinking about it in a different way, in a very positive way. I've got a lot of cool things coming up, but most of all, I'm really thankful for this whole year. You know, a year is a really short time, but so much has happened within that year. I feel like this is the biggest year of my life, without doubt. I have accomplished so much. I am already more successful than you know, anything I've ever done. This is the most successful point in my life so far, you know, and it's only going to get more successful because I'm going to make that happen. So I'm really thankful for everyone that likes, comments, you know, subscribes, share these videos with their friends, you know. Just any support towards the channel at all. I 120% appreciate it, and I can't thank you enough. It's just mind-blowing. It's amazing. I'm really excited for what next year holds. And obviously, for me, this is the start right now. And it's crazy, you know, just like I sat there and thought to myself, you know, how do you improve? How do you get to the next step? My goal for next year is 10,000 subscribers. How do I do that? And, you know, go harder.